CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Connor Hogg.
Good evening. A class action lawsuit has been filed over the Alberta voter database breach from this past April. The lawsuit alleges the defendants distributed, disclosed, accessed, and failed to safeguard the personal information of approximately 2.9 million Albertans. Among the defendants are the Government of Alberta, the province's chief electoral officer, and a separatist group. Back in April, the pro-separation group The Centurion Project made a publicly accessible website database. It included names, addresses, phone numbers, and other identifying information from Alberta's elector list. The website was shut down in early May. Court documents show Elections Alberta traced the list back to an official list legally provided to the pro-independence Republican Party of Alberta. One of the lawyers in the class action says the information shared is not recoverable and legal action is appropriate.
When it's internal recklessness, negligence, or otherwise, that it becomes a real problem, and that's what we have to hit hard. That this isn't a function of somebody in some foreign country hacking into a computer system. Rather, it's people in our own country and our own province.
The class action suit still has to be certified. Lawyers say if it goes ahead, it could take several years to resolve, and it's unclear what a potential payout could look like. The province says it has received the statement of claim and is reviewing it. It says it will not be commenting further. The class action would include people on the province's elector list prior to April 26th, 2026. The Prime Minister will be in Edmonton tomorrow on the eve of a provincial announcement about a West Coast pipeline. Ottawa says there is no private sector proponent for the pipeline, raising questions about upfront costs to Albertans. CTV's Tim Brooke has more.
Ahead of a midnight deadline, PM Mark Carney is on his way to Alberta to talk about the province's pipeline submission.
We've been in close contact, the Premier and I, our teams as well.
When the PM and Premier meets, they will likely discuss the absence of a private proponent for that new pipeline to Tidewater. Carney confirmed Tuesday the proposal still does not have a financial backer. Experts aren't surprised.
If you're still trying to talk about a Fortune 500 company a few weeks before your announcement, that really says you have nothing to work with, right?
Right now, major producers have alternatives for their product, including Enbridge and TMX expansions and a new South Bow line proposal.
And that's 1.2 million barrels a day of capacity that could come on quicker, probably with lower risk, and very likely with much lower cost.
And so, Premier Danielle Smith will likely opt to kickstart this project with taxpayer money.
She's seeking to de-risk this investment, which I'm sure proponents would be interested to see it progress and may likely champion it once it gets through the regulatory process.
If the province can't find a backer, one spending watchdog worries it'll be a repeat of the Justin Trudeau government's 2018 pipeline purchase.
This is very frustrating. This would be a big waste of taxpayers' money if this is what happens on Thursday. We're very concerned.
Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
People living in northwest Edmonton are upset after a section of road was closed down last week. They say they brought up the issue with the city years ago and was told that closure was avoidable. CTV's Evan Kenny reports.
The water in Horseshoe Creek is eroding the ground beneath 137th Avenue and the pedestrian bridge beside it. That forced an emergency closure of the area. While there has been record rainfall this month, it's not a new issue.
This didn't happen overnight. It happened over multiple years.
Raf Tenderenda noticed the problem 3 years ago, long before the road above was closed.
There's a big subsidence now and a big void caused by the water erosion.
In an email chain dating back to July 2023, EPCOR acknowledged the culvert at the end of this stream was too small, but said it did not require an upgrade.
They said they were going to work on it. They're doing geotechnical, there's a design, but all got stalled out 2 years ago, and nothing's happened since then.
Mayor Andrew Knack used to be the councillor for the area. He says he was working with an independent developer to do a full realignment of 137th Avenue. That was put on hold because of provincial development plans in the area.
Part of why we pushed so hard to get it done 2 years ago was for this very reason, because that road is not a proper urban roadway.
EPCOR says when it heard about possible changes to the road, it decided a new culvert in the current location would be a waste of money. Instead, it implemented a monitoring and maintenance program, including routine and post-storm inspections.
Their slogan is providing more. Well, they didn't provide more. They provided negative equity for us. This is a tangible negative effect on the whole community.
There's now limited entrance to neighborhoods in the area. Tenderenda calls it an inconvenience and a safety hazard.
Now it's taking longer for fire, police, and ambulance to get to residents because of this road closure.
The current councillor for the area met with a private developer today. He says work will be done to turn Starling Drive into an alternate route while 137th Ave is under construction. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
When it comes to yards and gardens, there are some pros and cons to this wet June weather. Many plants are thriving and grass is greener than ever. As CTV's Amanda Anderson reports, for those in the landscape business, the record-breaking rain is creating several challenges.
Time is of the essence for this landscape company. It's not a race against the clock, but the skies.
All sorts of different kind of problems coming up that we're not used to, because it feels like we haven't seen this type of rain in over like 5 years at least. So.
Logan Robertson with Supreme Yard Services says lawns left too long between mowing, or if they're cut when still wet, can create challenges.
The clumping of grass, and it just clogs up our mowers and makes lawns take twice as long to mow.
The biggest issue is landscape projects getting delayed. It's not because crews don't want or can't work in the rain, it's because they can't get soil.
All the landscape suppliers are obviously pretty backed up with orders for it, and when it rains it just turns all clumpy and they can't sell it. We don't want to buy it like that because it just doesn't help us get the project done. It just makes more mess, more problems.
Tarps used to cover dirt piles at Classic Landscapes have been no match for the rain this month.
So we're up front and we communicate and say, hey, listen, the dirt's wet, but we can still bring it to you. And if they want it, they can go ahead, and obviously we can make that happen. But if it's larger quantities and we have to go off-road to access it, we can't do that in these conditions. Or at the end of the day, it's just better off waiting because you're going to get a better product.
Lawns are green and many plants are thriving with all the rain.
But the downside is if we don't have good drainage, or we have really heavy soils where the water is just sitting, it actually cuts off the ability for oxygen and air to exchange with the roots. And so you can drown plants out.
He says yellowing leaves are a sign of waterlogged plants. Still, he says plants are resilient and creating drainage paths for water should help them recover. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Eligible Albertans can apply for the $100 Alberta Energy Rebate starting tomorrow. The one-time payment announced by the Premier earlier this month is meant to replace a gas tax cut. It's available to Albertans 18 years old and over who filed a tax return and have a household income under $225,000. The $100 is not taxable and does not have to be reported to the Canada Revenue Agency. A portal on the Government of Alberta website will come online tomorrow. You can access it by logging in or creating an account at alberta.ca. Jasper is getting more than $500 million from Ottawa to speed up rebuilding and recovery efforts. 2 years ago, a wildfire destroyed 30% of the town site, as well as campgrounds, roads, and utilities buildings. $520 million in federal funding will expedite reconstruction efforts. The money will go towards interim housing for more than 400 families, removing debris from all affected lots, and fire prevention. The federal finance minister was in Jasper today and calls this a landmark announcement.
This package is really about to restore the historical beauty of Jasper and supporting the people, the families, the workers who have been doing so much work during the last 2 years, and say, we stand with you. The country stands with you.
The feds say construction is currently underway at 118 properties. Interim housing will be in place in March of 2028. The Alberta legislature says it's hosting the biggest Canada Day festivities outside of Ottawa tomorrow. That will include a pancake breakfast at the Ledge from 7 to 10:30. The Legislative Assembly is then putting on a day of family fun from noon to 5 on the grounds with a hoop dancer, magicians, roving balloon artists, and the Oilers Jazz Band, the Brass Tactics, plus performances at 2 stages on site.
We're trying to kind of have a balance of representation across the stages. So up here it's mainly music. It's all Alberta artists. Where the last show is Reuben in the Dark, which is a Calgary band who's just fabulous performers. On the south stage we have more of those cultural performances.
Organizers say most of the event can be moved indoors if it rains too much. The city is also warning people about watching the fireworks from the banks of the river since it's currently unsafe. For more information on where best to check out the show, head to our website. And the city has closed all low-lying trails and river access to the North Saskatchewan due to rising water levels and a provincial high stream flow advisory. Trail closures include Highlands Dawson Trail, Capilano Gold Bar Trail, Emily Murphy Kinsman Trail, and the River Loop Trail near Fort Edmonton. Additional trail closures are in effect at Jackie Parker Park and in the Min Chow neighborhood. Golf courses in our region have been hit hard by the heavy rain. At the Mill Woods Golf Club, the only way in has been overtaken by a nearby river spilling its banks. CTV's Noah Rashog reports on the impacts of the closure and the creative way the course is dealing with it.
This is what it's like pulling up to Millwoods Golf Club. The only road to access it has been swallowed up by a nearby river. It's been a rough few days for Millwoods Golf Club Superintendent Todd Paquette.
I mean, it's amazing the amount of water. If you look back in the trees, it's right up to the roadway, flooded out sideways away from the ravine. And
heavy rainfall has caused the Mill Creek Ravine to run its banks, shutting down the course for more than a week during peak golf season.
So an average day in June, a busy day is $25,000 to $30,000 with golf and carts and all that stuff. So yeah, it's a huge impact on our year-long revenue. We're hoping we can gain some of it back, but to gain all of it back would be almost impossible.
While they're frustrated, the course is making the best of the situation. It's documenting the situation on social media and created its own hashtag, FreeMillie, a play on the movie Free Willy.
There's the scene of the whale jumping over the barrier, the creek at the end of the movie. It ties into Free Millie. We love calling this place Millie.
With the course's only entrance being blocked by a raging ravine, the folks here at Millwoods have had to get creative. They've permitted with the city to construct this driving pad here going over their property to give golfers access to their parking lot. For now, they're having fun with the soggy situation.
Good afternoon, this is Klaus Jossen reporting for the Channel 4 news team at the Millwoods Golf Club. Pleased to report that we have a 30% chance of no rain at all.
Golfers can now access the driving range, but it's not known when the course will fully open. Noah Rashog, CTV News, Edmonton.
With the mosquito population booming because of the rain, the province has put out a warning about West Nile virus. Primary Care Alberta says the infection can cause flu-like symptoms. In rare cases, it leads to brain and spinal cord inflammation, which can be hard to recover from. Primary Care Alberta says while the risk remains low in Alberta, some mosquitoes do carry it, so it's best to avoid getting bitten if you can. When outside, cover as much of your body as possible with light-colored clothing and use Health Canada-approved insect repellent. Edmonton's mayor says the mosquito situation, quote, sucks right now, but the city is trying to help. Mayor Andrew Knack says city crews are working to get rid of standing water in parks and elsewhere while spraying wooded areas to kill larvae. Despite the effort, Knack says Edmontonians might not notice an impact.
No matter how much you spray, there's still going to be mosquitoes, right? The spraying is to try to manage the amount of mosquitoes, but with the amount of standing water that we have, it's really hard.
Knack was on the council that voted to end Edmonton's aerial mosquito control program in 2022, which used a helicopter to spray ditches and fields surrounding the city. He says he still can't justify spending taxpayer dollars on work outside city limits. Coming up next, thousands are able to leave Kananaskis after being stranded by flooding and rain for days. Also just ahead, Edmonton Oilers prospects hit up development camp to show the team what they're capable of.
My expectations are just to be the best player that I can possibly be.
Well, coming up for Canada Day, weather conditions are going to be very similar to what they were today, which means the high temperature will be topping out in the low 20s, and there will be a chance of a shower with a risk of a thunderstorm throughout the day, especially afternoon into evening hours. But I will have more on the forecast coming up later on.
Thousands of people have been able to leave Kananaskis after rain left them stranded. A state of local emergency remains in effect in the area, with many trails and picnic spots still closed due to high water. CTV's Alicia Fieldberg has more.
The Evan Thomas Bridge washed out after more than 100 millimeters of rain fell in Kananaskis Sunday and Monday, prompting a state of local emergency. Tuesday morning, hundreds of people stuck at Mount Kidd Campground were told concerns with another bridge near the site might trap them there much longer.
But they said that there's a bridge a little bit further down that isn't completely gone, but it's unstable, and that it needs some repair work, and that worst case scenario, we might be stuck here for a couple of weeks.
Tuesday afternoon, that bridge near the campsite reopened, and people at Mount Kidd were able to leave on the southbound route to Longview. Alberta Park says it could be days before the Evan Thomas Bridge is fixed. And of the 2,000 people originally trapped in Kananaskis, only a couple of dozen were still stuck.
There's about 50 people, and it's the blockages on the Smith-Dorian Trail that are the issue right now.
Alberta Park says nobody has been hurt in the floods, but about 20 backcountry hikers were airlifted out due to concerns about water levels in the area. Highway 40 opened from Highway 1 all the way to Kananaskis Village, so the Pomeroy Kananaskis Mountain Lodge can accept hotel guests and visitors again.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to welcome anybody last night. With the road being fully opened overnight, we are absolutely open to welcome our guests.
It's welcome news to this family from Arizona who were not able to make their reservation here Monday night when the road was closed, but finally fulfilled their vacation plans.
We're lucky to be here. We were trying to make plans this morning to stay somewhere else and got the call that we could check in, so I was very happy.
The highway is still closed past the village, meaning guests can't reach Kananaskis Golf Course. It's not open right now anyway because it's damaged from all the water, but nothing like the floods in 2013.
The 2026 impact has been mostly cosmetic. We're going to have our team, out there tackling this challenge here right now. We expect to have 18 holes ready for play on Monday, July the 6th.
Some hiking trails and day use areas are also closed, so visitors should check conditions before heading out.
Troll Falls is probably our most popular hike in the Kananaskis Village area, and it is closed. It's dangerous to go there right now, but there are some trails certainly at the back of the property here that are quite safe.
NHL free agency starts tomorrow, and the Oilers are looking to shore up a few positions. Two major questions are what happens to defenseman Darnell Nurse and who will be in net this upcoming season. Connor Ingram is an unrestricted free agent on July 1st, which means he can sign with Edmonton or test the market and go elsewhere. The Oilers are expected to move Darnell Nurse before the season starts. However, one hockey analyst says that could be a challenge.
If they are able to trade Darnell Nurse, how much money will they have to play with? That can affect what they can do in free agency. And then you go, well, that's great. You've built up this money by trading Darnell Nurse, or cap space, I should say. But who are you going to give it to if you don't like the talent pool in free agencies?
Earlier this month, TSN confirmed Nurse asked the team for a trade. He has 4 years remaining on his contract. Oilers prospects are hitting the ice this week for the team's development camp. 27 players will be attending, including all 5 of the team's picks from the NHL draft last week in Buffalo. The Oilers also invited 3 female university hockey players from the States.
My expectations are just to be the best player that I can possibly be. Obviously work hard on and off the ice and just become a better person. And it's really a development year this next year for me. Just get to that complete two-way center role.
I would say definitely nerves, but a lot of excitement. Just I've never been in this atmosphere, and it's something girls dream of. Young, like growing up before there was the PW, it was like, oh, I want to make an NHL team, even though it was kind of unrealistic, but it's kind of fun to live out that dream a little.
The development camp wraps up on Thursday with a 3-on-3 tournament. K-Days has unveiled its new food lineup for this summer, and with plenty of sweet and savory options, there are many others somewhere in between. Deep-fried cheese curds are becoming a staple, and this year they'll have a maple bacon twist. And for many, a corn dog at the fair is a necessity. There are several options this year, including a maki sushi version and a cookies and cream Korean dog. A take on a Canadian classic sees a poutine made of donuts, marshmallows, and toffee sauce in place of gravy. If none of these are quite decadent enough for you, there's always fair favorites like deep-fried Oreos and vanilla ice cream drizzled in butter.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Well, there's a couple things I wanted to touch on. First of all, we know that we have some wildfire smoke present around parts of Alberta. There should be some improvement in that over the next couple of days. So it looks like the smoke is going to be moved or advected a little bit further towards the north. So hopefully air quality will be improving across a good portion of the province. Now, what isn't going to be changing over the next couple of days is the general nature of the weather in Alberta, including in and around Edmonton, which is going to be a little bit unsettled. There's some instability right now. Basically, each day as we go through tomorrow, Wednesday, Canada Day, Thursday, Friday is going to have a chance of a shower. Within those showers, maybe some thunderstorms that develop, and be careful about things like lightning, downpours, hail, and locally strong wind gusts. That includes for tomorrow the highest risk of a thunderstorm for the Edmonton area will basically be the afternoon through the first part of the evening, and then as we head later into the night, the shower thunderstorm activity should begin to diminish, and then we're basically going to replay that type of weather for both Thursday as well as Friday of this week. Let's take a look at what we can expect for very early morning temperatures. Most of these low temperatures will occur around 5, 6 a.m. in the morning. They'll be around the mid-teens for northern areas of Alberta and down through central and southern areas of Alberta, mostly around the low to mid-teens. And then here's a look at the forecast highs for tomorrow. Beginning up in the north of the province, it's going to be around 26 degrees for Fort McMurray, Peace River, closer to 21, near 22 for Edmonton, and 23 degrees for Cold Lake. And then down through southern areas of Alberta, closer to 26 degrees for Medicine Hat for tomorrow, but Calgary around 21, chance of a shower, risk of a thunderstorm, and same thing goes for Red Deer with high temperature near 21 degrees. Taking a look at our extended forecast over the next 5, there's that chance of a shower or thunderstorm Thursday and Friday. Upcoming weekend, temperatures a bit below average for the start of July, and does look like we could see a rise in temperatures towards Tuesday of next week. I know a lot of people in the province looking for some hotter and drier weather after this record-setting rain that we had in the month of June. Temperatures after that Tuesday look like they'll moderate a little bit through Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Connor.
Thanks, Kaylin. That was CTV's Kaylin Mitchell filling in for Josh. The near nonstop rain has been putting a damper on many summer events in Edmonton and across the province. But one long-standing attraction south of our city is embracing it. CTV's Curtis Goodrum has more from the Pinoa Rodeo, where a little mud just adds to the show.
It wasn't advertised as such, but the mud has turned into a headline attraction at the Pinoa Stampede. From spectators to 50-50 sellers, even my cameraman got his shoes coated. Another man with a camera, Covey Moore, is snapping away in the heart of the action.
I feel sorry for the laundromat in town, I'll tell you that for free.
Moore has been capturing award-winning images of the Pinoa Stampede for a decade now. He says muddy days are his favorite, and there's been plenty this time around.
The mud days are by and far the easiest, like shooting days for just making cool pictures. The pictures make themselves on days like today.
In its 90-year history, the event has never been cancelled due to weather. Cowboys and girls say they prepare for all conditions.
Here at Pinoa Stampede, we've gone through everything, and as long as it's still safe enough for us to do it, we're going to go ahead and go.
Organizers say embracing what Mother Nature brings is part of cowboy culture.
Once they're covered in mud, they seem to let it all go and get a little muddier and have fun doing it, right?
You can't do anything about it, so you might as well just enjoy it.
Moments a team of photographers, including Moore, do their best to capture. So these athletes' determination and skill are seen by many.
Like, there's not a guy that captures stuff better than Covey Moore.
It's just a special part of the year. It's a great group of people that put this event on.
The Pinoa Stampede's final day is July 1st. Reporting from Pinoa.
What's the mud like for a rodeo clown?
It's fun for everybody else. Curtis Goodrum, CTV News.
Thanks for watching us tonight. For the latest news anytime, visit our website, ctvnewsedmonton.ca. A programming note, late night is preempted for the next few days. I'll see you back here on Friday. Have a good night.